Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this late night live. Really do appreciate your time. We've got breaking news out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. The RCMP says this case is extremely rare. The RCMP, in the case of Jack and Lily Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025, has broke their silence to say that this case is extremely rare. They do a sit-down interview, and we're going to get right into it on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this late or early, shall I say, night event. Really do appreciate you. There's some breaking news out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. The RCMP has spoken in the case of Jack and Lily Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. And we are going to be doing some reviews. I'm surprised a lot of you guys are up at this hour. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Guys, before we get started, do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. And to my replay crew, how are you? You guys will probably see this today in the morning or in the afternoon. Yes, I went live late, early, if you will. Yeah, so good to see everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. I was live earlier today with the breaking news in little Melody's case. Really, really tragic what we learned in that today. And then I had things to do today. Obviously, it was Christmas Eve. Now it's truly Christmas Eve. And we're going to get started with it, shall we? So good to see everyone. Really do appreciate you. Hello, Joyce, Brookie Cookie. Hello. No More Lies. Good to see you. ZY, Andrea, Rickson. Good to see you. Denise, Marley. Good to see you. Mallory. Good to see you. Lynn. Hello. Carrie, Beverly. Good to see you. Shelby, Tara, Nancy. Hello. Christy, Golden. Good to see you, my dear. Denise, Mallory Parker, Kim, everyone, thank you all so much. Shelby, good to see you guys. So we're going to get started on this. A few different news spoke about Jack and Lily. Not seen it yet. I want to give you my honest reaction. I always try to give you guys my honest reaction on things like this. So I'm going to give you my honest reaction on this. And it's Christmas Eve here on the East Coast of the United States. I didn't do my time and all of that, which I normally do in my normal lives, but today is Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2025, and it is currently 12:57 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Wherever you are, it's not Christmas Eve all in the United States. I'm trying to think of Australia. Where's Australia right now? There. Is Australia ahead of us or behind us? I don't know. Anyway, 3 minute will Christmas Eve here too. Yes. Ohio is. Yay. Hey, Zelda. Christy. Good to see everyone. All right, guys, let's get it started. A few different videos here. And the first one is National Post. Credit goes to the National Post. The one I'm going to do first. This is I think the shortest one. And we'll give them the credit. Here we go. Let's get on into it, y'all. All right. Let me do it so we can not have a commercial. All right, here we go. Oh, is this just going to be... Okay. There's Scruffy McScrufferton. All right, let's go to the other one. We're going to go... that's just pretty much music. We're going to go to the global news now. Okay, global news, because that's the one we're going to do. Here we go.
Yeah, Morrow. I'm the criminal operations officer here in the province of Nova Scotia.
Across Morrow's 33 years of experience as a police officer with the RCMP, he says one case has stood out to him: the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, Nova Scotia siblings who went missing from their home in Pictou County back in May.
From the outside looking in, this case seemed really rare to the public. Is it a rare one for officers as well?
It's extremely rare. I've never seen it across my career. But while it's rare, what's the part that isn't rare is the complexity of the case, like why it's taking so long, because these investigations have to be done in a methodical approach. It started to generate a lot of...
What did he say right there? Hold on.
From the outside looking in, this case seemed really rare to the public. Is it a rare one for officers as well?
It's extremely rare. I've never seen it across my career. But while it's rare, what's the part that isn't rare is the complexity of the case, like why it's taking so long, because these investigations have to be done in a methodical approach. It started to generate a lot of national media attention and even international.
Did the RCMP find that difficult to manage?
Basically, anybody that was involved with that investigation felt that elevated level of concern.
The case captured worldwide attention, putting the small community of Lansdowne Station on the map and officers under the microscope.
Why do you think so many people from even other countries were so captivated by the details of their disappearance?
Anyone who has children, obviously, from a parental aspect, it deepens that level of concern internally. What happens if it was my child?
I understand this is a complex case, and in my opinion, Daniel's a serial liar, and Malaya doesn't seem to give up flying, if you ask me. But this is not the only case in Nova Scotia, even recently, that children have went missing. Now, I will say the complexity and the strangeness of this is 2 children. Now, it's usually one child, right? It's usually one child. It is complex as far as, of course, 2 children, because 2 children that age simply don't run away like that. It just doesn't happen like that. 1, 2, no, they're going to find something.
Child, for instance, just that initial reaction from a parental perspective would escalate that concern, obviously.
Can you go over how many tips you've received thus far in the Jack and Lily investigation, as well as how many formal interviews have been conducted by RCMP?
There's been 1,030 tips received.
1,030 tips received. That's a lot of tips, y'all. 1,030 tips.
And approximately 86 formal interviews have been completed within the investigation as well.
Oh, you hear that, Daniel? You said you have done over 100 interviews.
That's sitting down, interviewing a person, not something that's a casual conversation while we bump into somebody along the street. It's a sit-down, structured interview, obtaining what the person knows firsthand. There's also been roughly over 8,100 functioning videos that have been actually reviewed by the team that's supervising the investigation.
Denise says, I wonder if all tips are from within Nova Scotia. No, I mean, if you mean as people called outside of Nova Scotia, I've called RCMP 5 times, at least 5 times, because, and again, there's some things that I just choose not to talk about because I don't want certain individuals to know that I know things. So no, there's been tips from, outside of Nova Scotia, if that's what you mean.
So there's been a lot of work conducted behind the scenes. There's
24 months, forget me not, never could and never will. Thank you so much, my dear. It's our 2-year anniversary. Happy holidays, Jasmine, Women, and Pearls. Thank you so much, forget me not. Merry Christmas to you and yours, my friend. Really do appreciate your continued support. You're an OG. We have a 2-year-old together.
It's been documented that 7 people have completed polygraph examinations. All 7 were found to be not lying.
The case is.
I'm going to tell you something. 7 people, which we know who the 7 people is. And okay, so when you hear that, just listen. When you hear that, you're going to think, if all of these people aren't lying, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, I don't believe Malaya's mother, Malaya's stepdad, and I don't believe what's his Daniel's dad's name. I don't believe they had anything to do with it. Right? Now, I do believe, in my opinion, And like Chris McDonough says, I have a 100 batting average on this. 100. There is no way in God's green earth, in my humblest of opinions, that math tell Daniel does not know more, and Malaya. Well, we've read the documents. Let's see here. And I think they're including Janie in that, to be honest with you. We got Daniel, Malaya, Janie, Earl, Malaya's mom, Malaya's stepdad. Maybe one more. I don't know. I'll have to look at the documents. Maybe I'm missing. And like I said, if Daniel wants to do a polygraph, he's asked to do more. I'll pay to have it done. And if he passes the lie detector test with a good score, I'll be your biggest advocate. Okay, Daniel? He seems to not take me up on that offer, though. I don't know why.
Still considered a missing persons investigation despite the involvement of major crimes.
Would you say that this was the biggest case that Nova Scotia RCMP had to cover this year?
Yeah, it's certainly one of the most prominent ones within the province in the past year. Touched a lot of people.
But the case of 2 missing children wasn't the only one that touched the hearts of Nova Scotians this year. At the beginning of 2025, intimate partner violence-related homicides were happening at an alarming rate.
The approach to intimate partner violence has...
You can't tell me. Let me tell you something. I'll believe Daniel's kids way before I'll ever believe a fucking polygraph test. I'll believe Daniel's exes before I'll ever believe a fucking polygraph test. Let's get that straight quick. Real quick. Right? Whenever you have a 4 and a 6-year-old who has, I don't know, black eyes all the time, that's Daniel's, saying. Daniel says that. Daniel's own kid saying that he was abusive to the kids. Yeah. I'll believe a teacher before I'll believe a polygraph any day.
Changed drastically since I started as an officer.
If you have the numbers on hand, how many intimate partner violence related incidents?
There's been roughly over 3,000 intimate partner violences within the last year.
In Nova Scotia? Do you have numbers from 2024 for comparison?
So I don't recall the exact numbers, but it's several hundred more. Sometimes it can take up to 30 occurrences for a victim to actually come forward.
I'm curious your thoughts on this. How do you think the Mass Casualty Commission's final report has influenced RCMP's police work in Nova Scotia over the last year?
So victims often fear loss of their friends, their social groups, their networks when they report an intimate partner violence against their spouse or significant other. It's about challenging those barriers, how we collaborate and support victims on the initial trauma-informed approach, for instance. That's what the theme is about how we engage our victims and support them through the process.
Are there things the Nova Scotia RCMP has changed in terms of your own protocol this past year that come to mind around intimate partner violence?
We've hired more victim services case coordinators, more intimate partner violence investigators, and that's really going to assist with the high-risk case coordination that occurs within the province, and also how we collaborate with our external stakeholders on supporting the victims and family through those crises.
And those hirings happened in the past year or so?
That is correct, within 2025.
And when we say you've hired new investigators, does that mean these are new people that are coming in, or are officers getting restructured duties?
Right. No, these are what we refer to as net new positions.
How would the Nova Scotia RCMP like to better their work to serve survivors and victims of intimate partner violence moving forward?
Now we are approaching it in a trauma-informed approach, supporting the victim as best as possible in the early stages. And some of those outcomes really are victim-led. So that is how we're kind of shifting our focus.
Another RCMP department that found themselves busy this year was the Human Trafficking Unit.
How did human trafficking instances change between 2024 and 2025 within Nova Scotia?
So in 2025, there was 50 investigations that the Human Trafficking Unit was the lead on. And when we compare that to 2024, there was 60 investigations. So it was a drop of 10. But
this is my opinion. I believe Canada is soft on crime, on these people. I wish they would interrogate like people in the United States. Of course, we don't always get it in the United States either, but I believe they could get them to break, in my opinion. You want to talk about people who's passed polygraphs, right? Which I may do another live on this because people's going to. Well, here's one that passed 2 polygraphs right here. Let me show you. Yep, passed 2 polygraphs. This one right here. Gary Ridgway, he passed 2 polygraphs. Right? Who else? 1 second here. What's his name? Aldrich Ames. He was a spy, and he passed polygraphs. This one's one. Larry Eller. This one's very, very potent. Hold on 1 second. Okay. This guy right here, Mr. Larry Eller, he passed multiple polygraphs, and guess what? He later admitted to 21 unalivings. 21. Yes, that's exactly right. Psychopaths don't feel stress, right? And I think George Zimmerman, I think he passed you know who George Zimmerman is. Everyone knows who George Zimmerman is. So, and polygraphs doesn't prove guilt or innocent. History, it shows multiple offenders passed them and later were convicted. And it doesn't measure, they measure stress, not truth. Yep. They measure stress, not truth. And there's 2 ways. Well, there's more than 2 ways to beat it, a polygraph. If they don't get your baseline correct, number 1, and you just ramp yourself up the whole time, you stay anxious, right? The whole time. That's what most people do. So it skews the results. Or you can stay zen as fuck the whole time as well. But to be honest with you, the way Janie is wired, that makes me question how Daniel is wired as well. She said she had like this something. It was like her heartbeat was too fast or something like that. It's some weird stuff. I don't know. Let me see if they say anything about. Hold on one second. Nova Scotia has the highest rate of human trafficking in the country. That's interesting.
Their detachment was the lead on.
A recent Stats Canada report found Nova Scotia has the highest rate of human trafficking in the country at 4.1 reported incidents per 100,000 people.
What is the RCMP doing to try to mitigate that here in Nova Scotia?
The Human Trafficking Unit created a new position called a Community Program Officer. And this is going to be key for us into how we engage with some of our communities. What we have found is that our Mi'kmaq and African Nova Scotian communities are disproportionately affected. So the community program officer is going to look for ways to engage with those communities.
Overall, crime increased slightly across the province in 2025, with harassment, voyeurism, distribution of indecent images, and child
What?
luring increasing.
What? That's crazy. Oh my God. That's really crazy.
Significantly since
Voyeurism?
2024. Instances of assault also rose across the board.
Violent crime seems to be on an uptick from just looking at that year-to-year comparison. Why do you think that's the case, or is this due to a number of factors?
So broadly speaking, yes, it has risen within the province of Nova Scotia. I want to assure Nova Scotians that this is a very safe province to live in. Crime itself is very complex. And so when we have to look at the provincial landscape, we often talk about housing or food insecurity, mental health challenges. There's so many social factors in the background for the root causes that we need other people's help or other agencies' assistance to tackle those root causes.
A collaborative effort the RCMP plan to continue in 2026. Ella MacDonald, Global News, Dartmouth.
So, according to the
Okay. I was looking at these comments. This one says, I bet there's a USB with a Tor operating system that has all the answers on it. Long gone, dead. It'll be unsolved mystery for years. When you use a story of two missing kids for clickbait or IVP and fail to say what happens when a bad claim happens, RCMP failed these kids. Let's see here. This interview was pathetic. Notice the 33 years of being RCMP officer. 33, oh God, that's conspiracy. I heard they were outside without face diapers on. So according to Nova Scotia top doctor Robert Strange, they died. Are these bots? Okay, these people are fucking weird. I don't get what they're talking about. Denies he had a hard time for many years. You mean Daniel Mattel? Daniel is this RCMP leader is a disaster, not a cop. He sounds like a paper pushing administrator. Did he say it's so safe to live there after saying it was the highest traffic in the country? Yeah. Yep. Very strange comments out there. I'm like, they're all like half of them are conspiracies talking about the Rona and something else. It's like, what? It's weird. The man was creepy. His smiling eyes were wrong. His laugh was weird, forced. Dutch shepherds can tell someone is evil. It's Robert straying like a popcorn for the tree. We never know who's living and walking among us. That's for sure, Paula. Yeah, Amy Beth, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, they said they did 7 poly. See, if Janie could have done a polygraph, I just want to know who did, like, well, we got know who did the polygraphs. I want to know what kind of system they used. I want to know their fucking scores. Did they because this is the thing about polygraphs, right? They'll ask you about 5 broad questions. Broad. Generally broad, but specific at times. You can ask them to rephrase it. You can think in your mind, well, that's not technically right. So, no, I don't feel bad about it. Right? But they're going to ask you 5 questions, 4, 5, 6 questions. 3 times, no more than 5 times, they're going to ask you the same 5 questions in the one test, the same 5 questions in the second test, the same 5 questions in the third test. You got to do at least 3, no more than 5. Okay? You can do 3, 4, or 5. And they average each question, right? So they'll, let's say you failed the first test, but you're on the higher number of the fail, right? And the second test you passed, right? But you're on the lower end of the pass, right? And then the third test, you are in the middle or the upper part of the third test, right? Then you essentially pass. You essentially pass. I find, yeah, Cody. It was Cody, I think, who did a polygraph. I find it interesting that they actually said Cody was found to be truthful and that he passed the poly. Is it the only one that I said he specifically passed? Let's look at this, because the way that they did Daniels, the way that they wrote on Daniels, right? Very weird to me, in my opinion. Let me just see if I can, it's in one of my drives here. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. Pulling this up. Give me 1 second, guys. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly. We really appreciate your support, my dear. So they really didn't say a damn thing there. It really didn't say a damn thing. What's very interesting, I mean, let's be honest. In my opinion, the RCMP absolutely fucked up in the beginning. They did. They didn't get everyone out of there. They let people stay overnight like that. Let Daniel run around Tarnation, right? Daniel can't even keep his lies together. Didn't what was it? Tape the yard off or anything, right? Okay. Okay. What page is this? Let me look at this. Polygraph. We're going to go to these documents. Let's see what they say of who they, I can't remember, but Daniel's is very much different on the polygraph. It is on 21, page 21, section 38. Okay. Okay, here we go. Wait. Page 21, section 38. All right. Okay. All right, so right here, very interesting. Let's look at this. All right. They talked about their relationship with Malaya. He said the following. Okay. By the way, Daniel, and I know this to be fact, Daniel is very, for whatever reason, is behind this redacted about the relationship. He is very concerned about that. Right? Good night, little bit. Thank you, baby. Good to see you. Right. Daniel said he always takes the phone with him when he leaves the house, and his timeline will say he was home, even though he didn't take the phone with him whenever, I don't know, he was what? Whenever he was, looking for children. On May 12, 2025, Daniel underwent a polygraph examination at the Bible Hill RCMP detachment conducted by Sergeant Rose, Bartholomew. By the way, from what I understand, allegedly, these polygraphs were done later, allegedly, than the RCMP actually wanted them. They wanted Daniel and them to take them earlier, but from what I understand, Daniel kept delaying it for whatever reason. I don't know. All right. The following is a summary of the polygraph examination report. Okay. I want to know, I'm going to take a screenshot of this because I want to know this person. Does this person give polygraphs a lot? Does she give? But he was asking for them in the beginning, Justin. I know. Yep. Right. Okay. Polygraphs said the analysis of the polygraph tracing, this is for Daniel, associated to Daniel's polygraph examination procedure indicated he was truthful when he answered no to the following questions. 1, 2, 3, 4. They asked him 4 questions. 4 questions. That's it. 4 questions. So they asked him 4 questions 3 different times. He took 3 tests. 4 questions, 3 tests. Right? Wow. He answered no to those questions. On May 12th, Malaya. Hold on. Okay, now just remember this because, okay, and that's all it says for Daniel. Now listen to what it says with Malaya, okay? On May 12th, 2025, Malaya underwent a polygraph examination at the Bible Hill RCMP detachment conducted by Sergeant D.A.W.E. Dewey. The following is a summary of the polygraph examination report. So 2 different polygraphers. Sergeant DeWay stated Malaya willingly agreed to undergo a polygraph examination in relation to this investigation in an effort to eliminate her as a suspect. In an effort. Effort doesn't mean it 100% eliminates anybody. In an effort to eliminate her as a suspect in the causing of her children's disappearance and possible MURDER. She was found to have been truthful when answering the following questions. Right? Okay. Now, then there is Cody Sullivan, biological father. They had met Cody Sullivan, Cody, at his residence in Redacted. No, that's the follow-up. That's the follow-up. Okay. On other witness statements on May 2nd, 2025, May 14, 2025, 2 statements were obtained from Brian Ward, Lilly and Jack school bus driver. The following is a summary of what he said. Okay, that's the school bus driver. Okay. I got a question. This is not all of it. Okay, where's the other polygraphs? Where's the other polygraphs? Hold on. DM 24 and 27, section 37, 4 questions. Malaya Brooks Murray, 28, page 28 and 47, section 4 questions. JM. Page 28. Okay. Okay, page 28. Let's go on down. And let's see. Okay. Am I missing something here? What am I missing? What? Hold on. All right. Janie McKenzie, not suitable. Page 28, 47. Give me 1 second. Okay, here it is. All right, that's Janie. Okay, and then CS, Cody Sullivan. All right, here's Cody's. All right. On June 12th, 2025, Cody underwent a polygraph examination at the Redacted RCMP detachment conducted by Sergeant Firth. Okay, I'm not comfortable. Every one of these they all have different polygraphers. I don't like that, first of all. Hey, Justin, this is Thank you, Hiker. Appreciate you, honey. Look at the date difference between Daniel's and Janie's. Yes. Okay. Cody underwent a polygraph examination in relation to this file. An analysis of polygraph tracings associated to this polygraph examination procedure indicated he was truthful. Okay. Cindy, July 2nd. Cindy underwent a polygraph examination at the Bible Hill RCMP with Rose Bartholomew. The following is the summary of the polygraph examination. The polygraph examination procedure took place, and an analysis of the polygraph tracing associated to Cindy indicated she was truthful. Okay. So that's 1, 2. We got Cody, 3, 4, 5. Daniel, Malaya. Who else? Let's go back here. 1 second here. Something is wrong here. Okay, CM. Who's CM? CM. I just can't think right now. It's too late. Who's CM? Oh, yeah, it's Wade and Cindy. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Okay, so we got Daniel, Malaya, Junkyard Janie, right? Cody, Wade, or sorry, Cindy and Wade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They said 7 polygraphs. There was not 7. I think he got it wrong. Cody hadn't been relevant in their lives for 2 years, so I don't think 6 weeks is too bad. They had no. I just think they wanted to. I don't think there was 7 people, and I'm going to call them and say you got your whoever said there was 7 polygraphs, and the documents says 6 polygraphs. What's that, ZYG? Justin, would you do a polygraph Justin, would you do a polygraph if you were in a situation and you were asked? I'll tell you something I would do. Listen, this is just the truth. I'm just telling you the fucking truth. If you are ever questioned by the police, if you are innocent, if you're guilty, if you're innocent, I meant, you need a lawyer, right? And if you're guilty, you really need a lawyer. You always have an attorney. And that's just the fucking truth. That's exactly right, Brandy. Motherfucker. That's the truth. Yes. Always. So, if I was ever being questioned for something, you need an attorney. You just do. But I'll tell you, most people are very intimidated by the police, especially in the United States. If you're innocent, absolutely. Innocent people fail all the time, right? Polygraphs measure your physiology, right? That's what it measures. That's it. It doesn't prove innocent or guilt. That's just it. They're famously unreliable. Like I said, Gary Ridgway, he passed two polygraphs. He unalived at least 49 individuals. 49. He's the Green River unaliver, right? But they just measure physiological stress responses. Nothing can measure a lie. Nothing can measure a lie. If your body does not respond to the lie, it doesn't pick it up. Right? All you have to do is either amp yourself up so your baseline is there, and it doesn't matter what question they ask you, right? He is dying. I forgot about that. Yeah, they said, well, there's rumor that he's dying. Yeah. But it's very interesting. It's crazy. What is that? Hold on. Okay. I've done whole live streams on this, but the 4 most people who pass polygraphs. The 4 most likely to pass polygraphs. Number 1, what do you think it is? I know what y'all were going to say. It's number 2. Number 1, practiced liars. Practiced liars are number one most likely, clip this, to pass a polygraph. Right? God, Daniel, we need to fix that hair. Okay, there we go, baby. Number 1, most likely. I were the king of the forest. I don't know. He reminds me of the Cowardly Lion, kind of like Don Wells. Number 2, most likely to pass. You know it, and I know it. Psychopaths. 1, practice liars and psychopaths. Psychopaths, practice liars. Psychopaths, practice liars. Okay? Guess what number 3 is? Guess what number 3 is? Authority figures. Authority figures are likely to pass. This was Janie. I took a picture of her while she was looking at me at the pharmacy, me checking out the other day. Such a bitch, I'm telling you. And guess what number 4 is? Guess what number 4 is? This is an actual picture of Janie coming out of her trailer when she takes the dog out for a walk. Number 4, most likely to pass a polygraph. People calm under pressure. People calm under pressure. That part wouldn't be Janie. That part wouldn't be Janie. Her heart was racing 90 miles an hour. Now, Daniel, I don't think he's calm necessarily under pressure. Remember, Daniel said, this is what is interesting to me. With what Daniel said. And again, they don't, lie detectors don't measure lies. Get her some skinny jeans. Janie couldn't fit her thunder thigh in a skinny jean. I can't fit in skinny jeans. I look like a can of pop biscuits. But hold on one second. All right. Listen to what he says right here.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, "Yeah, great, thank you. Come in
Yeah.
for a polygraph test."
Yeah, it took a little while to set up, and
When did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be
Listen.
at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off.
They probably threw the damn. Can you imagine Beetlejuice up here, pads under his feet and his butt? Okay. Snorting the laughter at the photo of Janie coming out of the Breaking Bad trailer. Oh my God.
You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand. And you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure your pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely
Listen.
nervous.
Were you nervous? I was extremely nervous. Okay. Now listen to what he says. Listen to what Mary Chrysler here says the next thing. Mary Chrysler.
Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Listen.
Your mind has a massive release of chemicals, I guess you would call them.
That should not happen. That should not happen. It shouldn't happen. Listen. I can understand would you be nervous if they're just asking you a question? Did you unalive the kids? And you knew you didn't unalive anyone. I'm not going to be nervous about that. I'm not going to be nervous. I know I didn't. Why would I be nervous? Daniel says this, especially the first question, did you Lilly and Jack? This massive explosion goes off, right? So my question is, a polygraph tracks physical stress responses. It does not track truth or lies. It only tracks how you physically things are in your body, your physiology, to that question. He says, this explosion goes off in my mind. I was extremely nervous. Your heart rate goes up, right? Blood pressure, breathing, skin, sweat. And even if you're telling the truth, this is why it's so skewed. Even if you're telling the truth and that scares the shit out of you, right? Those reactors goes off in your body, and it's going to show it's a lie. Right? Fear, anything like that is stress. Right? Stress, things react in your body. Right? We know stress will unalive you. It's one of the biggest unalivers. People don't live longer when they're stressed, because it makes your body work hard. Well, they are, Allison, in my opinion. They are for... And so, again, I don't think the other 5, if you will, polygraphs mean nothing, because I don't think they had anything at all to do with Jack and Lilly at all. None of the bio dad, the grandparents, anything like that. Grandma's boyfriend, anything like that. But when you are used to being a practiced liar, right? People who lie constantly. Okay. The best way I can describe this to you, right? If you take a drug or a medicine, right, and you take it the first time, you might get that euphoria, right? But after you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you don't feel it anymore, right? So you need more of that, right? And then nothing, right, works. Or it's like a food that you may not like, or you love, but we'll just say you don't like it in this case. It's like a food, and it's an acquired taste, right? And then, but the first time you take it, you're like, no, I'm not sure I really like it. I'm not sure I really like it. But then you eat it again, and you're like, I don't know why I didn't like this. I like it now. I guess it's an acquired taste. And then you eat it again, eat it again, eat it again. That is a practiced liar. People who lie all the time, they don't feel the shame or the guilt. They don't show the same physiology that someone who doesn't lie a lot, right? Everyone lies at some, little white lies or whatever, right? But we're talking about liars, people who are in active addiction, right? First of all, that's part of it, is the secrets, right? And you have to lie and all of this. And Daniel, we have proven so many times the things and the lies that he has said over and over again. Yep. Very weird, isn't it? Very weird. Thank you, Becky. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. Yep. You just make up more lies. But the thing is, people, they lie so much that it's just part of them. Right? It's just part of them. Like Daniel says, he's going to NA 3 times a week. He didn't have to lie about that. Right? Like, he did not have to lie about that. But he did. He lies about things where it's not even needed to lie about. I wish he was going 3 times a week. Right? Absolutely does. Right? Anything that you can become, this is the thing. Our brains rewire themselves, right? Like, physically rewire themselves. But when you are on, and this is the thing, and I showed you guys the text. Daniel said he has been on the math every day for years. Every day for years. Look at him. I'm telling you. Planet of the Apes. Sometimes you just... He looks at you. Yes, I said I'm chat. He has progressed. Yep. Yep. Is part of the borderline person. Yep. Yep. I would love for Daniel to get an evaluation on, Yep. Yes, you have to, Brandy. What'd Brandy say? Brandy, that would stress me out. I have to tell my brother if he's going to use me as an excuse to get a break from his girlfriend to tell me, because I don't want to get caught in the truth. I work with, some people just don't lie. And this is the thing Daniel does. Daniel, when he is, speaking to these people, he really tries to make it seem like, oh buddy, oh pal, you know what I mean? He wants everyone wants people to like them. Everyone wants to be accepted. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone. Okay. But what you do to get that acceptance or love from someone is different by all of us, right? Some of us are like, yeah, I want you to like me, but if you don't, I'm okay with it, right? And others, they'll do anything for you to, like them or approve of them, right? And so Daniel will say like, Daniel, you know what? He tries to really come down with it. I made a mistake to thinking that everyone was my friend, and then I say things that I shouldn't. You probably get comfortable too fast with people, and then you feel like you get burnt, which is you're probably a very trusting person. The reason the children chatted with everyone and anyone is because they were starved for kindness. Paula, yeah, you're probably not wrong on that. That makes me want to fucking cry. Yeah, too trusting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think I tried to think of the word for 5 minutes. I was so tired here on Christmas Eve. I know. You're late, crazy bug. They were starved for love. But here's the thing. Most people, again, I'm not a doctor, but most people who has autism, and again, it's it's a spectrum and everyone can be different. But most children on the spectrum, especially young children, they don't talk to everybody, right? They're generally more standoffish. But the way they make it sound is that Jack and Lily were just this they were social butterflies, right? The birthday party scream. I have wondered that they yelled in front of the company what happened when no one was. Oh God, I can't imagine. Summer's Army, Merry Christmas, my dear. 14 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and Happy New Year. Summer's Army, appreciate your continued support, my dear. Hopefully you are feeling good. You doing okay, dear? Appreciate you. Joe says he's always smiling and smirking. If that was me, I wouldn't be able to put a smile on my face until his children were found. They would have to interview me from the floor, Joe. Right. And you're totally right. Because look at Daniel when he's on DTs. He's almost play-like. Not a big deal, right? Just my stepkid's missing. No big deal. Smiling. I couldn't fake a smile on that. Couldn't force me to smile. Think of Brandy Nail, Michael Vaughn's mom. when she does interviews, right? Think of Beth Holloway, right? Natalie Holloway's mother. Hey, Gypsy, Merry Christmas. Yes, because it's serious business, right? It's your kid. You're not going to be the same until they're found and hopefully alive. But that's not the case in Brandy Vaughn's, Michael. Yep. Yep. I don't blame him. Horse gone wild. In a very, very minute amount, it would be very useful to relax the person and make them feel, so to say, giddy or high, and so relaxing to tell the truth. Yeah. Yeah. I would think Edgar was like 100% innocent and Don Wells 100% innocent before I would think this one right here didn't know something about Jack and Lily. Wannabe sleuthin'. You know who used to have really good videos on Holland Snap was Trevor Lee, but he's not on anymore. So I'm familiar with Holland Snap. I think there's some movement. I've seen her in the news, but I didn't follow that. Think about sweet Gabriel Fernandez and the abuse he went through and how much worse it got after CPS is involved. Something evil is going on in that trailer. Daniel's children. I don't know if you've seen it here, Cassie, but I've showed it in previous lives. Daniel's own text said that his children told CPS, DHS that he was abusive to Jack and Lily. No, Crazy Buck. No, I thought it was something useful, but it was really nothing. It was really nothing. It was some RCMP officer saying it's a extremely rare case and people's past polygraphs, and we don't know what the hell happened. Pretty much, they know what happened, right? I think that the reason they're saying it's extremely rare is because they've did these polygraphs, and again, I don't think the parent, or not the parents, the grandparents or grandma's boyfriend or anything knows anything when they took those tests or was involved. But they know, in my opinion, that this little, Nancy Reagan right here, knows a lot more, right? And Malaya knows a lot more too. And they're like, well, I think it's rare for both of them to be psychopaths and pass a polygraph. So, whatever. Daniel twists everything he says. Yes. I agree, Justin. Kids are, a lot to protect their parents than lie. And yes, yep, exactly. Ching. Thank you, love. That they did too. That they did too. Yep. Locked them in a room. And Daniel was allegedly abusive to Jack and Lily. And then Malaya, she first said, no, Daniel wasn't abusive to Jack and Lily. And then by the end of the conversation, she said, Daniel picked on Jack and all of that, right? Malaya knows everything because no mother just vanished. No. Yep. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you, Summer's Army. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much, Summer's Army. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and yours, my love. Dark, I tend to believe you there. You can't leave if you don't know. That's right. That's right. Misty, I'll tell you this. I think there's, at the very least, sexual deviancy because of how he said, and I showed you guys this text message from Daniel himself, when he said to, what was it? He said to his girlfriend that when she goes to sleep, he's going to take off her clothes and he's going to R her and her. And if she says stop, he's going to fuck her harder. You're a deviant. You're a deviant. That's not kinky play or dirty play or anything like that. If someone says stop, you stop. Right? Right. I mean, even kinky people have a safe word. Right? Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Jane, thank you so much. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Thank you so much, Jane. Appreciate you. My dear. Good to see you. Very, very much, my dear. Thank you, love. He went on in Nova Scotia between 12:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. What went on? Oh, sorry. What went on? Well, I don't think we know what happened in the house. Well, we do know what happened, some things in the house. We know that Malaya says privately that she woke up, this is her story, that she woke up around midnight, which is very interesting because Daniel says he's flipping the lights on a little bit after midnight. But Malaya says she wakes up and Daniel is in the bathroom cracking it out, right? So when mama smokes, baby chokes. Okay. So Mr. Mattel is in there and smoking the mathematics. And she told this to someone privately. And that is 100 on that, by the way. 100. She said that. And I think something there, and also there was a fight that evening. There was a fight that evening. I think Malaya was playing it cool the next day whenever the family and everything got there, because she fucking had to. Right? For whatever reason, she had to. And then when the presser happened on Saturday, she lost her shit. Because they had just learned about Daniel again in the bathroom. You get that, guys? In the bathroom. What was he doing in the bathroom while his family was there? Token on the pipe. Right? And I think she flipped out. I think it all came crashing down on her. She was in the back of that ambulance, and whatever she told Cindy, Cindy was like, we're getting the fuck out of here. And Malaya left. Immediately changed their profiles and all that. There was a fight Thursday night. You don't flip a 4 and a 6-year-old light on just to flip it on at 12:30 in the morning. 12:30 in the morning. But then Daniel tells us what he did. He just tells us the wrong time. Right? Again, I call it the anchor. Some of his story is true. He told us the direction that he went. He just didn't tell us the right time. The neighbor told us the way he went and the time, because he has no reason to lie. And he wouldn't know that Daniel went there at that time because Daniel didn't say. So something happened, man. Maybe fight was to do Malaya getting her car, meaning he was losing control. He was losing control. What's up? Absolutely. Again, with DV situations, people that are abusive in your home. When is the most dangerous time? It's always dangerous, but it's really dangerous when you cut it off and they lose control. And when they lose control, they react even harder. Yes. Yep. 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 Oh, I was just asking because I wanted to know what other people's opinions. Oh, bless you, baby. Merry Christmas. I wanted to know what other people's opinions were. I was being facetious and giving food for thought. I played cool till I left to get out, and yeah, a lot of people do, Misty. Brandy says she had marks on her left side, and yes, she did. Yes, she did. And I think there's more to that door. I think there is more to that front door, in my opinion. Questions was M meant to have started seeing someone that was the cause of an argument? Was M meant to have started seeing someone? I don't know. I really don't know, Allison. I think Daniel was they kept I know Daniel kept a really close eye on her phones, but also, and you can ask Sonny this, Daniel allegedly had 2 Uno Dos burner phones. Right. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, Claire and Craig from England. Blessings to you guys in 2026, my friend. They were beaten and neglected children services. Yeah. Finish mine, girl. I still gotta rap. I still gotta rap. I agree. Morge at the door. He either wanted to know if she was going outside or broken the door in a rampage. I think the latter. He had complete control until she got her Pathfinder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember, they had Grandma's card until that evening. They took the card back. Yes. I would hope so. Cool. J17. What do you know about the friends he ran with and how loyal? Why not walk it? You should probably. Did you watch my live yesterday? In the documents, Daniel went to pick up 2 of his friends Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Durwood talks about him and Daniel and 2 other people coming to his house. And his one of his kids and I guess a friend was there. And Durwood hadn't seen him in over 2 years. He wouldn't have money without Malaya, in my opinion. Kids. This is the thing, what's up? They didn't have any bills, right? There were no bills. He had electric. I mean, they didn't have water. They didn't have car payment. There were no bills. And Malaya got a check for, I guess, the tribal check. And they got some assistance and all that. Daniel worked 1 day a week. It was like a unemployment kind of thing. They were making more than enough for them to be comfortable. Right. Oh, power bills are high everywhere, Mohawk. Everywhere. But most of us have rent or a mortgage on top of that power bill and water bill and sewer bill, right? And property taxes and all this, you know. And they were burning all of that up and then just using the grandmother, something fierce. Yes, car insurance, house insurance, health insurance. If she's Indian, no tax-free land. Well, it's in Janie's name. The place, she didn't pay rent. Daniel didn't pay rent. Free health care. Yeah. I wish I had free health care. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Yeah. Guys, I've got to go to bed. Appreciate you all. I can't believe I've been on an hour and a half. I didn't think I was just gonna play this and all that. Thank you, Miss Gypsy. Gypsy, it's Tramps and Thieves. Love you, darling. Merry Christmas to you, beautiful Gypsy. All the blessings to you and your beautiful family, my friend, in this holiday season. May 2026 be amazing to you all, my dear. Guys, I will see you tomorrow at some point. I don't know if it'll be earlier or later tomorrow. I don't know, but it'll be sometimes tomorrow when I can get here. Love you guys. Appreciate you. If I don't see you tomorrow, blessings to you all. Merry Christmas. God bless each and every one of you. Pray that it is amazing for each of you and your families. And I hope all of you, whether you love me or loathe me, I pray that 2026 is the best to you and your family, health, prosperity, all the above, each of you. I will be live tomorrow, and I do come live on Christmas in the evening time, and we'll do something. We'll have fun. So if you happen to be alone on Christmas, you're not alone. We're going to be with you at some point. Okay, guys. Love each and every one of you. Justice for Jack and Lily Sullivan. Good night. God bless.